Okay, folks, let's begin with a review of HGT. Last week I did a video on HGT, Hugoton Royalty Trust. We're going to touch upon that trade. Also, stocks that we're looking forward to in the coming week. UNG I'm going to discuss as a part of HGT. SHLD, we traded this to the long side a couple of weeks ago. You can check out that video. We took profits on that long trade. We're going to look to get short of SHLD. THQI, a potential long trade. This is more of a penny stock. Trading at about 70 cents right now. TZA, a potential long. IWM, Kors, KORS, is Michael Kors Holding, a potential short. Broadvision, BVSN, potential short. Clovis Oncology, CLVS, potential short. Okay, last week I did a video on HGT, Hugoton Royalty Trust. We began buying because we saw this bottoming tail here. It closed above support at 1650. So the key to contrarian trading, especially extreme oversold stocks, is to open a position expecting to add at lower prices. You're averaging your cost down. And I know most trading books tell you don't average your cost down. That's different when the stock is at extreme oversold levels, because your downside risk has been greatly reduced. So we open a position, a small position, with the expectation that we'd add at lower prices. When I saw the RSI break down below 10, it became a concern because you could tell that the stock in and of itself was not trading on purely fundamentals. This is a very well-run company. It pays a dividend on a forward-looking basis of over 7%. The problem is the underlying commodity, which is natural gas. Looking at the chart of the UNG, natural gas is in a free fall. So commodities that are in a free fall tend to get extremely oversold. So rather than simply looking at the chart of the stock HGT, you needed to look at the commodity and look for that to bottom out. And that's the practice we put into place last week. So yes, we did buy at a higher price, but our expectation is that we will double our position, bring our basis cost down to below the $14 per share level, which is a nice setup for an upside trade. Now, there's not a great amount of short interest in the stock, but there's a massive dividend yield. So you can have your growth and income funds come in, add this to their portfolio for that dividend yield, thus providing you the same feel of a short squeeze on the stock. So I feel still very positive on HGT. And when you take a look at the natural gas prices, bottom out at $5 per share. Nice bottoming action here. So I do feel confident that we are at or very close to a bottom on natural gas prices. So I'm going to be getting into this with further detail with my members on the week ahead commentary. So members, stay tuned for that commentary. Let's move on. SHLD. We went short of SHLD a couple of weeks ago. We did not ride this entire path higher here. We took profits. So what you're seeing here is a topping tail at the 50-day moving average, which is natural resistance. Huge volume here. This stock is not ripe to get shorted as of yet. If you were going to put on an initial opening trade here, fine, but I think there's still a little bit of upside potential here. I would not get viciously short this stock as of yet, because it can still burn you. Remember, when we were buying it back here, nobody else wanted it. Nobody. And the reason why we were so aggressive in accumulating the stock is because it had a 44% short interest. And you could see what that short covering did. And I'm sure you still have your shorts out there. That's still, they're in denial right now, hoping it's going to come back down. And they may be right if they have deep pockets and not receiving margin call. But you're going to have your shorts that are still going to be in pain, sitting with this over the weekend, and they're going to want to try to get out of this in the coming week. So you could see here, huge volume here. I would still not get very short of this stock. If you want to add a little bit, fine. But don't get too aggressively short of the stock. We'll look to get short at a better risk-reward entry opportunity. THQI. This is a penny stock that one of my members asked me to keep an eye on. We had a pretty fairly good bottoming action here at the 67 to 71 cent per share level. It broke down, putting in a lower bottom. It did find support, rallied above it. I'd like to see a rally above and hold above the 75 cent per share level. I'm not all that confident that this stock is going to be able to do that. We're going to have to wait and watch. You have some positive volume action here, and I will be going into all of these with members in a little bit more detail later on of when we might consider getting long of or short of these stocks and profiling right now. TZA, I've traded TZA many, many times before, most of the time successfully, this one being the best one back here. We haven't traded all that much. As a matter of fact, this is probably the greatest length of time that we haven't been in TZA. I would like to get back into it, but for right now, the market's telling us it's not time to be long of TZA. We'll have a better risk-reward opportunity. If you take a look at the IWM, because TZA puts you short of the IWM, IWM is in an uptrend. It's in a breakout mode. Volume is not that great. And I'm going to be going into the catalyst of what may cause this market to correct. I do not believe that a breakdown of the IWM or the stock market is going to occur. Do I believe that there is going to be a potential correction to the lower band of the uptrend channels on these indexes? Yes, I think it's a possibility, and I'll go into those with members later on today. So TZA is on our watch list. Michael Kors, this is an extreme overbought trade. It's an IPO. Was released back in, December of last year. It has an RSI of 85.93. I don't see any reason to short this stock just yet. If anything, it's still a long, and we will look to get short of it. We'll be taking a look at the short interest and discussing that in the week ahead commentary, along with another short possibility candidate is BVSN, Broad Vision. I've mentioned this several times to members that we would look to get short. This position right here, this topping tail here, looked like a good entry opportunity, especially after you had that reversal on the following day, signaling that it might break down. Except one thing, 21, you see this bottoming tail here, 21 appeared to be good support. So I nixed that idea of getting short of the stock. If anything, it was a hold for sideways action and a potential long, because 21 did prove to be support, and sure enough, it rallied higher. I do have my reasons why we're not going to open up a short position on Monday, and I will be going into that with members in the week ahead commentary, which I'll be releasing later on this afternoon. Let's move on to, Clovis, CVLS. This is an extreme overbought trade. It's a biotech stock. You really need to give these stocks room to run, because there's a decent short interest in this, and I'll be discussing that with members this afternoon. These shorts, they go into denial, man, and they will chase the stock up, burning any new shorts that come in. You really need to pay attention to the indicators on the individual stock and use that to measure your entry points, your indicators, and your volume. And these candlesticks, they all need to be used in concert. You cannot rely upon any one individual indicator, volume, price action. You need to use them all in concert, and that provides you with the best risk-reward entry point, and that's what we're looking for. And right now, I can tell you for sure, if anything, this stock is a long. I would not go shorting this stock on Monday. There will be a time next week, I believe, that we will have a good entry point, but Monday will not be it. And that's it, folks. If you have any questions, please send me an email. Members, I will be going into all of these stocks again in greater detail, along with the markets as a whole. We'll be taking a look at the IWM, S&P 500, Dow Jones, Dow Transports, and the Baltic Dry Sea Index, just to name a few. We'll be talking about the banks. Earnings came out last week. The banks behaved well. Your semis came out last week as well, and they held in fairly well. And you can expect more earnings coming into the following week, and we're going to be discussing that in great length. And that's it, folks. Have a great, great trading week. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get the alerts when I post new videos. And if you're on the website, please sign up for our email alerts on the Contrarian Report section. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, folks. Bye-bye.